a California native from San Diego, 6-year NFL veteran, 2-time All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowl, Fred Warner.
Absolutely. Sorry, I don't want to have you guys clapping all night long.
Yeah, right. You mind if you just sit right over there?
Absolutely. Wow, how about this? Middle?
Yeah, either one.
You sit right here. You're right.
You're the man of the hour.
No.
There you go.
This guy embodies everything of what it is to be a Niner. So.
Fred, I do just want to give you the chance to say and talk about what it means to you to get this award.
Yeah, no, this is really special to me. You know, this night, even though I am receiving this award, this night is all about Dwight Clark, right? I think what's so special about this event for players like me, you know, I didn't get to meet Dwight, right? I was drafted in 18 when he passed away, unfortunately, but to be here with the 49er greats, all the alumni here, I'm able to have these conversations and ask them about, hey man, how was it playing with Dwight? What kind of guy was he? You know, because obviously we have the statue. You know, you see on the logo of the catch. Everybody knows about the catch. Unfortunately, not the throw for Joe. But you know, everybody I talk to talks about just how infectious Dwight's personality was. You know, how good of a dude he was, and you know, I only hope to have people say as good of things about me, you know, when my time is done here on this earth. So this means the world to me. I try my best each and every day to lead by example and to truly care about the people around me. You know, I think that's the true measure of a leader is a guy that cares about his teammates. You know, not just in between the lines, but outside of it as well. So this will go up in that trophy case for sure.
A long time coming for you, actually, because your rookie season in 2018, I don't know if many of you know this or not, but Fred Warner got the green dot on his helmet his rookie season. So that means you're the only player on defense that the coaching staff talks to. They trust you. As a rookie, what did that mean to you to know that you had already gained the trust of the coaching staff and your teammates?
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, for sure. You know, you're just a little old rookie. I never played the position. I never played inside linebacker. You know, I was kind of outside and roamed around a lot in college, and not only learning a new position, but then giving the responsibility of being the guy with the green dot on your helmet. And you know, I remember that first day in the huddle, I'm looking up at Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner, and these guys are like 6'8".
Like this?
Yeah, just like that. Just like I'm doing right now. I'm like looking up at these guys, right, trying to give them a call. And you know, how do you gain? How in the world are you going to gain the respect of these guys that have been in the league, that played at such a high level? You know, I'm just a scrawny old rookie out of BYU. You know, like how are you gaining that respect? And I think I did through my work. You know, my work ethic, the way I came to work every day, and I did things the right way. And you know, I think that's how I've always tried to do it. You know, just doing things the right way, putting the work in, and being a good dude. Outside of the field, on the field, it's a whole different story.
You're a bad man on the field.
I tried, yes. And so, yeah, no, I think it was a lot of responsibility, but you know, I just kind of I took it and ran with it.
Oh, we can see that you ran with it. It's great to have you on the 49ers and for everybody to be able to see the leadership that you possess. And we heard Kyle Shanahan talking about you earlier, and just that you're the guy that's at the practice field. You're the guy in the weight room. They always can find you there. Meanwhile, Bryant, during your rookie season, you casually won a Super Bowl. It was pretty casual.
Yeah.
as a rookie. What do you remember about your rookie season, like the early days, and then leading up and going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, when I first came in, it was a who's who locker room. And it was important, you know, that when I stepped in that locker room on that field, that I earned the respect of my teammates. And that was critically important for me, like not walking in with this sense of that I arrived, I had something to prove. I wanted to make sure that I did my part and that I earned the trust of my teammates. But it was really rewarding to be a part of something great. You know, you go to a team that has all these different pieces to it, and the character that we had and the chemistry we had, you're still charged to do your part. And so it was an awesome opportunity to be able to do that. In my first year, I know guys that I played with, they hadn't done it at all. And so for them to get that opportunity that year, it was really incredible.
Fred, you have said that this defense is going to be more aggressive this year, which I don't know that that's possible. You guys have been a top 5 defense the past 4 seasons. Is that possible to be more aggressive?
I think it's always possible, you know? It's always possible, and I always say defense wins championships, you know? So it's going to start in with us. We take that on our shoulders, that responsibility of trying, and we need to be better, you know? To say that last year's ending was hurtful, it was, you know? It sucks the way that it ended. It felt like we never even had a chance to really compete in that game, but what are ways that our defense could have been better in that game? You know, that's what I'm looking at. How could I have been better for our team and our defense? And so I think we're for sure taking steps in the right direction right now. We're doing the tedious work right now of going out there on the field and in the weight room and putting the work in, because you don't just snap your fingers and you're back in that game, right? You got to take each step one step at a time, and so that's what we're doing right now.
That'll be under the direction of a new defensive coordinator in Steve Wilkes. BY, when you watch this current 49ers defense and over the past few years, I mean, as I said, a top 5 defense in the past 4 seasons, what stands out to you about this current defense?
Just the cast of guys that they have, the character of the men that are in that locker room. You know, credit to the general manager, the scouts, and the head coach for bringing the right men into that locker room first and foremost. But what strikes me and stands out for this team is just how they play for each other. There's a lot of passion and love and compassion for one another. We don't hear that word a lot in football, to be compassionate about each other. That's okay. And that's how the brotherhood is formed. You gotta have compassion for your brother next to you. And that has to mean to you. So I see that permeates off the string to me, and it speaks volumes. How they play for each other, how they're accountable to each other, and they're just a fun group to watch. And I look forward when you see a team like this who have been that close. Man, you just want it so bad for them, and it's there. And I can't wait until it happens. I'll be the first one jumping and clapping and cheering for this group.
Really cool things about this evening, and if you've been to this event in the past, is we bridge the gap between the past and the rich history of the Niners with all the videos of the players coming out and telling their stories. Fred, is that something that this current team draws off of, the rich history of what the Niners before you have done?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's funny because I'm seeing all these guys, and John Taylor's back there.
Black and white footage.
They're black and white footage from back in the day, right? There's a story actually when we were getting ready for the Dallas Cowboy game this past playoffs in the divisional round, and Kyle had a team meeting. I think it was a couple of days before the game, and you know, obviously that's a rich history there of like the battle between the Cowboys and the Niners, and he played some footage. It was kind of grainy. A little grainy. It was back when they were playing, and you see guys like Steve Young and John Taylor and Jerry and these guys playing, and it's like he's going through each clip and he remembers every single play because he was I think he said he was like a ball boy back then, like in the 8th grade, and so he remembers it so vividly, and it kind of painted a perfect picture, you know, what we're playing for, you know, and the guys before us, and what it means to be a 49er, you know. So it's just cool to be around all of them today and kind of just take this in.
Yeah, it's brotherhood back there, backstage. It's really cool to see everybody interacting. On the flip side of that, Bryant, how would Fred have fit in on some of your defenses?
Oh, and right in. He's a plug-and-play throwback guy. You know, he's a foxhole guy, and he definitely would have fit back in that day. But I'll say this too, like, along with what he said, like, we talk about the brotherhood and the history of the organization. Like, it's like when you understand like how important it is to remember and see what transpired even before I got here. Like when I saw guys that, you know, like I didn't play with Dwight, but I got a chance to see what Dwight did and the incredible play that he had to spring this organization to where it is. And I feel a sense of responsibility to play and to honor the men that came before me. And the men, and leave it in a place where the next group of guys will have the opportunity to carry it on. So there's a sense of pride that I have with me that I played with because of the men that did it before me. They get, you know, Ronnie Lott, who I saw today, Jerry, I played with, he's ancient. A guy McIntyre, who I didn't play with Bubba Perry, I can go on and on. Jesse Sapolo, my teammate, and all the things that they did before I got there. But just to be among those type of guys I didn't play with, like I had a responsibility to that. That was a badge of honor to carry that brand in such a way that you wanted to pass the torch and make sure that it was handled with care.
So word on the street, yeah, give it up for that. You put your business out in the streets right now, Fred. Word on the street is that you like to push the buttons of your offensive teammates. Maybe even get under their skin a little bit. All for the betterment of the team, right? You want to push them to be their best.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, because how do you strike the balance in pushing guys to try and make them be their best, but not take it too far?
Yeah, you know, it is a balance. It's funny that you bring that up. Yeah, I think it's honestly, you want to try to create such a competitive atmosphere in practice that when it's time to come, when regular season comes and it's time to play these other teams, it's like, I want, you know, we talk about Brandon Ayuk, the Christian McCaffrey, the Deebo Samuels. You know, I want these guys to be like, man, like, Fred and them just been beating us up all camp, like we're ready for whatever now, you know, because when you have that competitive atmosphere where we're kind of giving it back and forth to each other, that's what breeds championship football, you know. And I know we haven't gotten there quite yet, but like we're so close. And I know that when you get a group of guys that are all they just love the game so much, and that's really why I do it, is because I truly love what I do when I go out there and I go out on the practice field and in the second, third week of training camp when it's the hardest, like that's where I thrive, because I'm like, I love it too much to ever like get tired of it, you know what I'm saying? So it is a balance, because you know once you're off the practice field, it's all love, you know. The closest teams are the best teams, and I think that's what's really been amazing about being with the Niners, is it's always been a brotherhood, past and present. So it's just good fun.
Yeah, it does seem like a group that hangs out together. Warriors games, you guys are around. Obviously, we're here to honor the legacy of Dwight Clark and support the Golden Heart Fund. BY, when you think about Dwight Clark and being a 49er for life, that's what he was, as were you. What did it mean to you, and what does it today mean to you that you spent your entire career with the 49ers?
Wow. I just think about how fortunate, how blessed I was to be able to do that. And I think about the legacy I was able to leave for my family and be a huge part in this community here for my duration. And I know it doesn't happen like that for everybody. And and also I gave up a lot to allow that to happen, but I was okay with that. I was okay with opportunity of cost, you know, giving up something because I know this is really good and I'm gonna stick it out in the good and the bad times. And so, you know, I was committed to the brand, and they gave me an opportunity, and they always saw the opportunity to allow me to come back. And it was awesome to be able to do that. And I don't take that for granted. I'm so appreciative of the opportunity to have played my career here for all 14 years.
There's actually a Tinier Wall from the practice field. If you've never gotten the chance to walk back here, there's this 10-year wall. So players that have spent 10 years or more with the Niners, from the practice field to the 49ers locker room. So these guys are walking by that every single day.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the chance to stop and look at the 10-year wall and take it all in?
Absolutely. You know, you see Dwight on there. I think the latest is Joe Staley. You know, we got to put his in there. Yeah, 49er land. You know, and like you said, like, it doesn't happen often, you know, where it works out like that, regardless of, you know, how your career goes. So that is just such a testament to, obviously, not only the talented player that he was, but the person he was, that, you know, out in the community and doing the things that he did, and everybody on that wall. You know, it's something that hopefully one day I can say that I was part of.
Well, let's give it up for Fred Warner.